Hello and welcome to Xenia Scouts Baseball. He's attending his younger sister's wedding these next couple days, so it's going to be Luke joining me here on the broadcast. How you doing today, Luke?
I'm doing great, Riley. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Love having you. Luke is following the Scouts this year as a writer, so welcome, Luke. Today we have a 7:05 matchup here between the Xenia Scouts and the Galion Graders. We're here at Hyde Park in Galion, Ohio. And last night, Luke, Scouts got their first win of the season. Very happy to see get that first win of the year. So tell us a little bit about that. I think we had Caleb Eater was on the mound, went 6 2/3 through over 100 pitches, and we're actually seeing him in the lineup today.
Yeah, Riley. Before last night, a couple of nights ago, the Scouts lost a tough one to the Locos, 24-9. Then they came back out and played them again last night. Got their first win of the year, 8-7. And Scouts manager Bubba Cates told me when you're in a game, you really want to feel like you're a competitor. And after the game, when you're shaking hands with the other team, you want them to feel like you competed with them. And obviously, after the 24-9 loss, the Locos didn't feel that way about the Scouts. But then they were able to come back out last night, get their first win of the year, and uh, Lima truly felt like they were competitors last night.
Yeah, Lima shot themselves in the foot a little bit there, had quite a few costly errors, but when you make errors in this game, you gotta take advantage. You gotta forget about them, and that's what the Scouts did. They were able to take advantage of the errors and get the win. Now let's talk a little bit about this game today. Galion, they're undefeated so far this year in the GLSCL. So another big game for the Scouts here early on in the season. Here on a road trip to Galion. So what are the Scouts going to have to do to knock a blemish on Galion's record?
Well, Riley, I think that early in the season, one of the most important things for a team to do is prove that they can compete against the best of the best. And until you do that, first of all, nobody will take you seriously as a contender. And second of all, it's tough to have confidence in that dugout. If you're beating teams that you know you're better than or that are evenly matched with you, it's a great feeling, obviously, to get a win. But the games against teams with good records who are high up in the standings, those are the games that you really want to win to make you feel good about your ball club.
You're exactly right there, Luke. And we're here in Galion. We're here at Hyde Park, and a little different here than what we've been accustomed to seeing with the Scouts this year. Is they're playing on a conventional baseball field. There's grass. There's real dirt. So conventional baseball field like you'd see in the pros. So a lot to look forward to here today, Galion. I'm gonna get you guys a starting lineups real quick. I'll start with the Xenia Scouts, and someone to look at this Scouts lineup today. I think is Cameron Murray. So can you tell us a little bit about Cameron Murray,
Yeah,
Luke?
Cameron Murray, he's I believe this is his third start on the year, and he's a speedy guy. He's a center fielder, and he's a good leadoff hitter. He has 3 or 4 walks on this year. 3 or 4 walks this year, I believe. And once he's on the base paths, he's a real force to be reckoned with. He can swipe bags, he runs aggressively, and he really creates offense for the Xenia Scouts team. And that's something that uh, Bubba Cates has told me that he's looking to do this entire season is to use his athletic players on the base pass and steal some bags, run aggressively, and create some runs.
And getting to that Xenia Scouts lineup, the aforementioned Cameron Murray is batting leadoff and playing center field. Batting second and in right field is Carter Boswell. Batting in the three spot and playing third base is Dugan Darnell. Batting cleanup and playing first base is Caleb Eater, who threw 102 pitches last night in that win. Batting fifth and playing left field is Luke Boylson. Batting sixth and playing catcher today is Truman Brown. Batting as a DH and batting in the seven hole is Felix King. Batting eighth and playing second base is Zachary Bacon. And batting in the last spot and playing shortstop is Noah Orlando. And that's the lineup for your Xenia Scouts. Now looking at the Galion Graders, one bat that and pitching for the Xenia Scouts I should mention is Palmer Stevenson, the lefty. And one bat that Steventon's going to have to look out for tonight is Jose De La Cruz. Can you tell us a little bit about De La Cruz?
Yeah, De La Cruz, straight from New York, New York. He's leading the GLSCL in batting average currently, batting a whopping 556 on the year with 3 RBIs, and that's someone that Steventon is definitely going to have to challenge this, tonight and make sure that he can limit the damage of him tonight.
And starting with that Galion Graders lineup, batting leadoff and playing left field is Andrew Stone. Batting second and playing shortstop is Christopher Jordan. Batting third and playing first base is the aforementioned Jose De La Cruz. Batting cleanup and playing in right field is Austin Hathaway. Batting fifth and playing second base is Michael Rodriguez. Batting as a DH and in the sixth hole is Vince Donato. Batting seventh and playing third base is Tyler Pavone. Batting eighth and behind the plate for the Graders today is Cole Andrews. And batting last and playing center field is Seamus Keneally. And we're having our about to have our coaches meeting and national anthem, and we'll be back with the first pitch. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball and the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Hello and welcome back. I'm Riley Harshman alongside my partner tonight, Luke Sievert, and we're here about to bring you the first pitch of the Galion Graders facing the Xenia Scouts here on the Xenia Scouts Baseball Radio Network. Correction to make, at the top of the pregame show, we mentioned Jose De La Cruz playing for the Galion Graders, and it's my mistake, as it was actually Juan De La Cruz batting third and playing first base. He has a twin brother named Jose who pitches on the team. So a little confusion there. Clear that up right quick. And pitching today for the Galion Graders is Clayton Cooper. Cooper's a big left-handed hurler for 6'4", 225. Goes to Malone College and is native to Huron, Ohio. So the big lefty is going to try to set down the Scouts here at the top half of the first. Coach is still meeting with the umpires here, and as we mentioned at the top of the show, we have a conventional baseball field, I should say, here in Galion, Ohio. Real grass, real dirt. Going to see a lot of real English, a lot of real hops out in the infield today. Fences, I should mention, in left field and right field, they're both 300 feet, respectively. But in left field, the fence is quite a bit shorter than it is in right. A little bit of a blue monster out there in right field, if you will. And it looks like the umpires are getting set. Catcher Cole Andrews of the Graders shakes hand with a home plate umpire, and we're about to get this game underway. It's going to be Cameron Murray leading off here for the Scouts in the top half of the first. Going to be the first one to see the big left-handed arm of Clayton Cooper.
Yeah, in this at bat, look for Murray to be patient. He's a guy, like I mentioned, that likes to walk a lot and is a danger on the base pass. So if you can draw a leadoff walk here, that'd be a big start for the Scouts lineup.
So we mentioned yesterday's broadcast how important it is to get on base, and that's exactly what the leadoff hitter needs to do here. Murray. Cooper delivers. Cooper delivers a strike for the first pitch of this game, and we are underway here in Hayes Park in Galion, Ohio. Very nice night here. Cooper delivers the pitch. It's in the dirt. That'll be a ball. And I can say dirt now because we are in dirt. We're not playing on turf. We're actually playing on dirt, so we're gonna see a lot of players get dirty today. As Cooper sets, about to begin his windup, looks in for the sign, delivers the pitch. Murray fouls one off down the right field line, and he'll be down in a 1-2 hole. Very nice. As I mentioned, a very nice night here as Cooper sets his windup and delivers. Murray pops one up right over the second baseman, and Michael Rodriguez will make the catch for the first out of the inning. Carter Boswell due up here for the Xenia Scouts.
Yeah, Riley, I wanted to take a minute to talk about something I've noticed early on with Carter Boswell this season. He's a really energetic guy, and he's a great leader for the Scouts team. Whenever he's not in the game, I always see him going to get foul balls, cheering on his teammates, standing up in the dugout, and he's just always there, always in the picture, and he's always just energized, looking to cheer on his Scouts, and that's something that manager Bubba Cates really likes out of him.
Good to hear Boswell emerging as a leader as he takes a strike down the middle for, now he's down in an 0-1 hole here early in the count. Cooper winds up, delivers. That ball's a little high as the count will even at 1-1. Cooper rocking the stirrups up there on the mound, as my partner Charlie Danis likes to point out. Whenever you see those stirrups, those socks, really pops out there. As Cooper sets and delivers. That ball is low. Called a ball, and the count is 2-1 to Carter Boswell, playing right field today. Goes to Glenville State College in West Virginia. His teammate Zach Bacon also on the Scouts as Cooper delivers. And another ball low. This is a hitter's count here for Boswell, 3-1 here early in the first.
Another thing that'll tell you something about Boswell is before we left on our road trip to Hamilton, he came up to me and introduced himself to me, and he was the only one to do that. I just thought that that was a very true test of his character.
As Boswell takes the fourth ball and he'll take his spot over at first base with first base coach Austin Harmon. And now up for the Scouts is Dugan Darnell, taking over the left-handed batter's box. Boswell's got some speed over there at first, but he's got a lefty on the mound. It's Cooper. We'll see Cooper go from the stretch. Cooper comes set, eyes down Boswell at first, leg kick and deliver. And is a first pitch strike for Clayton Cooper. As Darnell looks at that one, seemed a bit high, but the umpire says that's still a strike. Here's Cooper looks in for his sign. Eyes down Boswell, leg kick and go. That's another strike. Clipping the inside corner there for Cooper as Dugan finds himself in a 0-2 hole. We've seen a lot of good hitting from Dugan Darnell so far this season as he swings and misses, and that'll be strike three in the second out of the first inning here at Hyde Park. And Cooper just doesn't seem too phased by the early walk, setting down Darnell there on 3 pitches. Up for the Scouts now, the pitcher, the hero last night, Caleb Eater, who will be playing first today. Ball in the dirt. Eater will look it on and go ahead 1-0 in the count.
We have a correction to make. Eater will actually be the designated hitter tonight, and it appears Felix King will be playing third base, as they just announced. We apologize for that mix-up.
Good call there, Luke. As Cooper throws over to first, Boswell in safely.
Yeah, the call to have Eater DH definitely makes sense tonight after that 100 plus pitch outing last night.
Definitely hurts as Cooper delivers. Another ball in the dirt. Eater will go up 2-0 on this count. With this big backstop here and get at Hyde Park, you don't want to throw too many balls in the dirt.
Yeah, especially with this aggressive Scouts lineup, they'll definitely take a base on you if they have the opportunity.
And Cooper delivers another ball in the dirt as Eater will take his spot at first base. Boswell moving to second on the walk. And there are 2 outs here with Luke Boylston, the left fielder today, coming up.
Now, this makes you wonder if Cooper has a problem facing right-handed pitching because he has 2 walks on the inning against right-handed hitting. Excuse me. He has 2 walks on the inning against righties, and then struck out lefty Darnell on 3 pitches.
Maybe something to look out for as he starts this count behind 1-0 as that ball's in the dirt and a little outside. We've seen these Scouts bats come alive a couple times over the course of the past week. You definitely don't want to give them too many runners. As Cooper comes set, eyes down Boswell at second and delivers. Seems a little bit inside, but the umpire will call it a ball as catcher Cole Andrews is going to go out there and talk to his lefty. Trying to get him calmed down, try to get him to bear down here and get some strikes. They got here in the top half of the first.
Yeah, bizarre. After striking out Darnell on 3 pitches, like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, he's since thrown 6 straight balls. So we'll see what.
Will take his count, and Cooper will deliver a strike. So the count goes to 2-1 on Boylston here in the top half of the first. Boylston, University of Dallas player this past season. So he will take another pitch, swings on, popped up down the right field foul area, and it will go out of play as the count goes to 2-2 on Luke Boylston. Boswell talking to Coach Cates over there at third. Boswell running out everything on 2 outs. Cooper will come back to the rubber. Eye in for his sign. Boswell on second. Eater on first. Cooper comes set. Fires. Boylston fouls that one off behind the plate. Look to stay alive here, and there's a bat. Boylston got a 2-2 count on him. We've seen Boyle a few balls so far this year. Be interesting to see if he gets a pitch here in this at bat that he can drive. Pitch delivered and another foul ball as Boylston continues to fight. And Boswell and Eater will both take a trot back to their respective bases.
Scout's lineup here is really making Cooper work, and that is something that you definitely want to do against a pitcher in the first inning if you can, and we'll see what effect that has.
We'll load up at 3-2. Boylston doing a good job here working a count.
On deck, we have catcher Truman Brown, who hit a home run a couple nights ago for the Scout.
Did hit a home run in that slugfest that was the Locos Scouts' first game against each other of the year. As Cooper comes set, delivers. Boylston will swing at that one. It is grounded and is a strike three. Ground out, strike three. And that will end the inning for the Scouts as they leave 2 runners on no hits, couple walks, and they will go out to the bottom half some defense. And you're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. I could not say drop strike 3 right there. I said ground out twice. Drop strike 3. I just couldn't think of the word for it till I got off the damn air. Ain't that wild?
I was thinking
like what the hell is this guy saying for?
ground out. What are you talking?
Yeah, not what I meant to say at all.
Yeah. Stuff happens, man.
Dropped third strike, Riley.
You want to talk in a decent amount?
Yeah. You can always talk more, but I mean, you're talking a good amount.
Alright. I'm sure I'm running around with stuff to say, but we'll see.
And we're back here for some Xenia Scouts baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network as lefty Palmer Stevenson, native of Lipscomb University in Nashville, is warming up out there for the Scouts. And Palmer Stevenson, we saw him pitch that second game against the Hamilton Joes at Grady's Field last Sunday. We saw some good things. We saw some bad things from Stevenson, but got to think he's going to work on the good things and try to erase the bad things from his last outing as he starts here against the Graders. Leading off for the Graders is left fielder Andrew Stone.
A problem the Scouts have been having recently with their starting pitching is in the past 3 games they've allowed at least 1 run in the first inning. So we'll see how Stevenson comes out of the gates here. See if he can stop that trend.
And Stevenson delivers. Ball little inside for ball 1. Count 1-0, and Andrew Stone, the left fielder, goes to West Virginia State U in the spring. He's a sophomore, native to Cross Lanes, West Virginia. So West Virginia boy making his way up here to Ohio to play some summer baseball. Stevenson delivers and is grounded up the middle and out to the outfield for Stone as he'll get the single and the first hit of this ball game. That's something we saw from Stevenson. Didn't seem to lack control, but he did allow quite a few hits in his last outing. We'll see if he can cut down on the hits and make some outs here for the Scouts. As Christopher Jordan, the shortstop, makes his way up to the plate, the right-handed batter's box.
Stone is a leadoff guy and an outfielder, so he's probably very quick on the base pass. We'll see if there's any aggressive running from the Graders early on in this game.
As Stevenson throws a ball low, count 1-0 to Christopher Jordan. Christopher Jordan, also a West Virginia State U player in the spring. So teammates batting 1 and 2 there as Jordan knocks one to left field. That'll get down for another single, and the Galion Graders starting off with the bats hot here, 2 singles. Start out their first inning as Juan De La Cruz, not Jose, as previously mentioned. Juan De La Cruz, leading the GLSCL in batting average, will make his way to the plate.
Here, if you're Stevenson, you really got to be concerned. I mean, it's early in the game, but this is a big bat, and you don't want to let things get out of hand this early.
Juan De La Cruz, 6'1", 215, goes to Oklahoma Wesleyan University. So he'll foul one towards us here in the press box. And that'll be strike 1 to De La Cruz. Our press box, we're located on the next to the football field here at Hayes Park as well. On the right side of towards the right side of the field. As Stevenson here is a little music playing as De La Cruz is in the batter's box. Don't want that to happen.
Yeah, this press box we're in here, Riley, is one of the more unique ones I've seen. With on the opposite side of us here is the press box for the football field. So we're in the same box, and it's a multifunctional 2-sport box. Pretty cool.
As Stevenson winds and delivers, there's a grounder in between the second and first baseman. And Andrew Stone will be held up at third, and the bases will be jacked for the Galion Graders here early with no outs here in the first.
De La Cruz's average will continue to rise after that one.
That's 3 hits to start out this inning for the Graders. As Austin Hathaway, the cleanup hitter and right fielder, will take the left-handed batter's box.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Riley, control is not an issue for Stevenson right now. They're just hitting.
Sometimes you throw strikes, sometimes they get hits. As Stevenson throws a ball in the dirt, go behind 1-0 here to Austin Hathaway. Hathaway goes over that high fence, and he'll have himself.
Had a big 3-run shot in Tuesday night's loss to the Locos. We'll see if he can repeat that here tonight.
As the second pitch is thrown in the dirt, evens up the count at 1-1 here for the Cooper-Brown matchup. Cooper winds and delivers. Truman Brown fouls one off. Behind the plate, he'll find himself in a 1-2 hole. We've seen Truman Brown play some catcher, play some third base. Nice to know there's some versatility in that Scouts lineup. On the defensive end as Cooper delivers. That ball is inside, evens the count at 2-2. The second inning. It's Cooper back up on the hill, sets here in the second. That ball is low. Cole Andrews is going to go out there and talk to his hurler. Swing, kick for his sign.
He's king, and now the Scouts have something cooking as they need to respond after that 5-run.
Carter Boswell